Welcome back to the NDS. We're here at Auto Club for the 11th race of the season. Quick look down qualifying and right back up. It's going to be an interesting day today. The 77 of Jake on pole. All the starters lined up and ready to go. Pace cars in. And we will be dropping the green flag to kick off a Dr. Pepper 500. Here we go. This race is going to get very action-packed as everyone's going to be very close together. Almost like an IndyCar race here. The inside lane getting a great start to the front. As they're getting off too. Getting good corner exits really important. Here I think 9 Canadian Lux moving to a lead. He's going to try to get the first lap led. And it's going to be the 9 at the line. Very solid start so far. Having to try to hold it in the corner, try to keep it off each other is very important here. As the last thing you'd want is to be wrecking all over the track. But just keep it easy and all will be fine. 4 wide for second as the bottom lane is allowing for drivers to really run up and take track position early in the going. You have to keep that off as we can pretty much have the entire field here. Oh, a little contact that some drivers are making trying to find their line here. It's very imperative that they basically get through this one unscathed. Tiger Man at 34 looking a little vulnerable here. Kind of in his lane, not really getting to a safe spot, stuck with a car always above and below. See the 10 of RS Fast and 11. He's been able to work his way through the pack and slowly move down to the bottom line, which arguably is kind of a safer place to be to start because wrecks quickly travel up the track. And if you're stuck on the high side, that could spell bad news. But the pack's lined up pretty great so far. Unsung hero of the race, the Gambeteers in that 22 up to the top 5, kind of mixing it up for position. Very nice indeed. We're kind of seeing drivers able to plant it down there. The back CCS Fast and 11, he's moved down the track as well. Toad Warrior almost was able to get all the way down. He'll have to wait a little while longer for his time. Just holding that lane could be difficult as well. See the 60 finds his way. And overall, very just, up the track, and that's the 34 in the wall. Oh, more trouble. Travis Scott goes around. Team Duke with heavy damage. I think Hyperdrive's got some damage as well. That was 99, the laundry sauce going all the way down to the grass. And the first caution is going to be something. Yeah, it looks like there was a lot of like contact down low. If you take a look, you see, I think the 62 kind of bobbling between the 47 and the 50, which ultimately that chain reactions all the way up to the 8 and the 34 in the wall. Drivers trying to get through it. Hyperdrive had to get some, just a little bit. Team Duke is in it. That looks like the 51 of Queso is involved. Travis Scott here. Travis Scott in the 3. Take a look at him. He was coming through here, and it looks like things just chain reaction. The 45 of Fink was what did it in. So if a 3 goes around, laundry sauce is in the grass as drivers are trying to pull away from this accident. Alright, looks like pit stop's underway. Looks like everybody came in. Is this the pit line, I guess? See who comes out first. And it's going to be the number 1, 38, 16, 11, 42. So that one racer coming off pit road first. Racing Fan had a really good pit stop as well. Alright. So the 1 out front. Everyone's still on track. From the 1 all the way back to the 8. Yeah, I think you see those damaged cars back there. Yeah, the 8 got damaged. 34, the 3, 84. The 3 had to, or 33 had to do some pretty extensive repairs. Quite a lot of them back there. Gonna be having a rough time. But restart on the way. That one racer. And cruise control. Getting the show back on the road. Green again. And you can like go wherever you want on that restart. He was 66 all the way at the wall. They can really play around on the restart, trying to get into either an advantageous or disadvantageous position. Ben McDonnell on the offensive already, with help from Logan in the 42, is going to go for the lead. Meanwhile, RS Fast and 11 trying to put an attack on the 22. These restarts start off more calm as the field gets more spread out, but things will ramp up quickly. As you could tell, already 3 wide to come up with. You could see potential for more. As one thing that this track, it's like competitive drafting battles down the straights can allow, is that you can see the advent of even some fantasy drivers slowly creeping into the picture. If it hasn't been obvious enough. And you can see everyone back to about Landon in the main pack being decently competitive for the time being. Just that when you have a slower car, you just have to make what you can make use of what you have. Might not be the best, but it's what you got. So at this point, there's still a lot of action to be had. Potential mistakes. And those that can hang back but not like off pace, they can like wait till the wrecking is done to pick up their moves. I'm not sure if some of them are doing that strategy, but you see drivers like Mizzou and Islam, they're in here. Born Ready had a close shave with the first caution. He's up battling now. RS Fast and 11 and Zent are the 2 out front, but they'll just keep fighting for it down in 3 and 4. Getting down the track as quickly as you can is a major boon in this style of racing. Look at the 42 cutting down already. He is back on the offensive after getting passed for the lead. That is exactly the type of skill set it takes to do good here today. Yeah, see, I think with 20, trying to keep the 14 at bay. And now we can see that's getting about common 4 wide through and through. It's basically just all there is to this pack right here. Coming off the corner, and KSSBS is starting to struggle a bit. RS Fast and 11 back out front after his interesting win last race. And the entire pack ready for more. 54 Seto getting pushed up through the ranks. A second-year driver looking for more is definitely not an uncommon sight here in the series after rather lackluster rookie seasons. And some drivers have been in the game forever and have not known victory lane in a long time. That 31 is due for some good things to happen. Just needs to make it happen. And speaking of laying down, laying your head low and grinding it out, the 7 of Dabi-san making her first career start on a part-time basis. This is going to be the start of a pretty great career as battling with a couple of the fantasy drivers that helped push her out there. Fred Jones, the fantasy driver in NASCAR Racing 2003 veteran of all time, definitely working it on the bottom lane. The 50 of the Puff down there as well. He's making speed. And you got to think, the pit, last time they pit was around a caution lap. So you're thinking they can't go no more than 10 or 12 laps, if even. So it's still going to be a 2-stop race, even with that one caution. Just means they're not going to be trying to pinch fuel. It means that they've got definitely enough to 2-stop it from the time they pitted from the caution. And Ben McDonald is straight up challenging the 10. RS Fast and 11's been leading quite a bit of this thing. But now Ben McDonald's going to be taking it for a ride. But you know what's going to throw this pack for a loop is the slow 8 car, Frosty to Otter, after that crash damage. They're running up on him incredibly fast. That's just part of the game, just dealing with these guys. A skill set that very few drivers have, and even fewer drivers have consistently learned to do. Because damn near impossible to get that done on a regular basis. Coming up on the 8 car. Oh, RS Fast 11 almost had a beef with him as they come through the corner. That's definitely... That 10, like, he's fast, and he's happy when he's fast, but he really curses out a lot of these drivers when they're doing their stupid mistakes. The 16 and 71 have broken away, while the rest of the pack is trickling out from the slowness of the 8 car. This could be both good and bad thing. This is good if you're a fast car near the front because you can just use your pure speed to just keep position and get those last few. But if you're a slow car, then it could be troublesome for you because you're going to have your lunch eaten by other fast guys. I'm surprised to see Jerry in the top 10 after quite a while, but he probably just got good lap car RNG, and honestly, that's what you got to hope for. As he's coming up here, he might be getting near these leaders. Meanwhile, the 8 has dissipated from the entirety of the main pack, with that one racer being the last of those cars. And with a more strung out pack, they could get all back up together, but the thing is, they're coming up on another guy in that 33. So, might not be very good. See Hyperdrive down there. He could be going lap down very soon. The 4 of Jerry. Never expected him to do well. Not sure if he'll get it done. At 31, Misty Viper. God damn. Running third and it's fast as hell. Just battling the guy that's in front of him. Just taking it one position at a time. Kind of hard to do when everybody is racing in the main pack like flies. Both the rookies in the top 10 currently running side by side with each other. 45, 38. You got a couple in the back pitting now. So you're looking at that saying maybe that might not be as safe of a 2-stopper as you think. I'm not saying it's going to be a 3-stopper. I'm just saying that it's not as safe on fuel as one would want you to think. Additionally, the 33 is about to be a lap down. Not sure if you want to take this as your pit lap because you don't want to deal with the lap traffic. That's actually what's happening right now as we see a lot of drivers pitting, including the 33 himself. So a big chunk of the pack coming in. Some stayed out. Misty Viper out there with Frosty Wusky and Racing Fan. Those 3 staying out. Those are the 3 still on track. Now, I'm not sure what the loss is for pitting one lap later. I do know that if you're like in the pack, 71's still staying out. That slowing down earlier for pit road because there are drivers coming off pit road If everyone comes on pit road at once, then the guys in the back have to be slower for longer compared to the guys in the front. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, 16 and 10 are somewhere. Ben McDonald coming out now. And actually, the 71 ran out of fuel on track. Or he may have a major malfunction. This could be a rough call for Frosty Wusky. 71 was bleeding it on fuel. I think he's just out. So he's gonna have a long walk down pit road, and that's gonna cost him a lot of positions. Meanwhile, Ben McDonald, first car off pits, actually kind of with this lead group. Got a few cars behind him grouping up. A lot of the slow guys, Jerry, the Cooker, Fred Jones, and Joe Mama all there. And then these top 2, Misty Viper, Racing Fan, they're both there. I think they can both go out for a lead. The 8 car's about to go second lap down. And so far, these 2 battling for the lead. That 71 is somewhere just coming off pit road. So, yeah, not going to be a lap down. In fact, nowhere close to being a lap down, but this really sucks for this team that thought they had something, and then they didn't. Ben McDonald back on his bullshit. He knows this race smells like Dr. Pepper and victory to him, and he's not going to be denied. A few cars further back. See the 10 of RS Fast and 11. He was right up Ben's ass, but now he's got a second pack there, about a few seconds back, fighting him. Meanwhile, the 8 can stay out of the way for Ben because Ben can just run past them all. He's battling 31 there. And I think Ben will easily deny Misty Viper the win that has been eluding him for several years at this point. Fucking Ringo dude running 8th. He just Could try to gang up on those front leader guys, try to catch them. We'll see that gap. Gap back to the leader. It's about 1.2 seconds compared to where the Cooker crossed the line and where the 66 came in. So the 66 could be running up, making time, especially with nobody trying to steal his preferred line. That could be the case. Also, it could be the fact that everybody in the lead pack is grouping up a little bit closer. That 38 just came through there. God damn. Didn't give a single fuck. How far back the next lap car? All the way back to Tiger Man, who's about half a lap down at that point. Still keeping a close eye on how the 66 is closing in on this group. Maybe those fantasy drivers might actually be losing some ground. Fred Jones, Joe Mama, not really having the best speed keeping up with the leaders. It's really difficult to actually keep up with these guys as they're just running so fast. Ben McDonald is running the game right now. I'm also surprised they're able to hold it on for that long with just the one caution, but there's still plenty of race left. I'll keep you updated on top 10 as we actually gonna run it back through the field. Code Warrior and RS Fast 11 the second group. They're the two fastest cars in the second group. They could get themselves top 10s here. Zentz, Mizzou due for a good finish, and then a few strung out fantasy drivers and Fink in 16th. Really difficult to keep up Rookie of the Year if you're the freaking 45. He has just not had it good. KSS BSS surprisingly running inside the top 20 after his might have lost the draft earlier in before pit stops. And this little group here is just kind of contending on their own accord here. All the way back to Laundry Sauce in 24th. Hyperdrive the lap car. And that's at 71. Marred back all the way in 25th. That's rough. That one racer also kind of having a tough time. 27th on the record so far, just not able to have that good of luck on this race as he'd want to. All the way back to the 9, rounding out top 30. Other drivers that having a bad day, that kind of have good cars that just aren't able to leverage it in a meaningful way. Jake must have had a kind of a bad stop. He's marred back in 37th. That's rough. Travis Scott and Queso both with damage from the first caution. Same as the 34. And then back here, you can see back out front. You see the 66 is back with a vengeance. Definitely wanting to finish the fight. But Ben McDonald is going to be a worthy adversary as the top two go incredibly hard right now. I'll say if you're close to getting a good finish, if you're a fantasy driver in the top 5, just kind of pocket your good finish and count your lucky stars, because an opportunity like this, kind of tough to come by. Yeah, the spectator cam is incredibly zoomed out. You can see just general shapes and how far away that other pack is. They could be closing. An ungodly amount of glare through the clouds off this turn. But look who's back. RS Fast 11 has returned to the sanctum of the front pack and is looking to push his way through to the front He is absolutely tearing it up on the bottom right now. Now they pitted around, I think, the mid-20s in lap, so they should pit around the early 40s in lap count if they want to make it to the end. If they can get to around, I'd say, lap 42, then they should absolutely have enough to make it. You saw what happened with the 71 try to gamble. It didn't work out for him. Here's Toad Warrior giving Zentz a good push. Getting him into this thing. You see the drivers kind of as the tail of this pack, kind of trying to keep up, just sniff draft or something. Because they certainly don't have the raw car power to contend. Overall, this has been pretty good so far. Coming around one or two more laps, we should start to see the next stops. That could be a little bit chaotic in this sense. They're coming up on the 8 car again, which y'all know how he is. This actually is turning into a pretty good battle, all things considered. Plenty of contenders, those who need a win, those who are due for a win, and those who are trying to flex with more wins. All in the function. 78 of Mizzou, he's here. 86 peeling off the pit. A few others coming with him. Might be one lap too early, not sure. Meanwhile, the 8, back on his bullshit. Really fucking with that 10. That 10 is not happy at all. I mean, he did get the win last race, but this race has just been, it's like a systematically trying to fuck with him in every way. Ben McDonald is trying to enter pit road here. Coming in. I think a few of those guys might stay out an extra lap. 10 decided he's going to come in. So 66, 4, 45, 31. See, the 24 Kyle D also stayed out another lap. He's pretty far back compared to those guys. It looks like everyone's coming in. The 66 is going to lead them all down. The rest of them, anyways. Kyle D in as well. Racers in. 71's in. I think that's everybody. See, Toad Warrior with the good strategy to get himself out front. Toad's been hacking away at it, the 60 out front at this point in the race. This could be a duel to the end. Ben McDonald and Racing Fan both up there. Mizzou, Dirtman 5, the Cooker, Darkest Presence, all running good right now. Now they got some other guys coming off pit road at this point. Kind of rejoining this to really finish up populating this battle here. And I think it's just going to be Toad. Toad Warrior out front at this point. There's more cars behind, so that might be the final battle. Assuming we go green to the end. Just looking at the scoreboard all the way down the running order. It looks like at this point there's still about 40 cars on the lead lap. I think Travis Scott and Queso are close to being a lap down. Let's check. There's the 3, and the 51's not that far ahead. And then also there's Hyperdrive, who is trying to save from going 2 laps down. Running pretty good right now. When you're getting closer to the end, I think the intensity will ramp up. Also, the long green flag run of this in general also plays into a key factor of just high octane. So, bear in mind, it's not going to be pretty. I think the 45 is starting to lose contact with the main group, which would give us about 11 cars. They're going to slug this one out. Think so. Just trying to claw them up one at a time. It looks like the 60's holding strong. As I say that, 66 actually gets a peek underneath. And with this lap car, they're going to have to work their way around them. Hyperdrive right down there. Toad Warrior peaks high, but I think that's where Hyper's going to be. Misty Viper enters the game. And Jerry as well. The 4, not exactly known for his speed, but this could be one last, like, hurrah, just for old times, if we get one of these older guys in victory lane. Jerry, absolutely in the twilight of his career, is putting himself in one hell of a race. And all the slow cars, they got go time on their face. 62 of Darkest Presence. He's pushing the envelope here. The 62 is on a roll. As he gets pushed up the track a little bit, he still wants to race aggressive here, trying to pinch down on that 16 through middle corner. As everybody is, they're all like going for it. Nobody's holding back at all. And I like this near the end, especially if you get an oddball winner. As Travis Scott goes a lap down, Jerry's going to have the honor of leading the pack through the slow car. But honestly, Travis Scott's not as slow as other traditionally slower cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just trying to punch that 3 out of the way. Now we got 2 slow cars. That's Queso and Tiger Man battling for position. And it looks like Toad Warrior is going to get a pretty easy pass on that guy. And both of them at least. Being stuck behind those guys sucks. Leverage the high side to open your entry in the corner. But the problem is, if the high side's taken up by a slower car, you can't go all the way up there. That 38 is learning that the hard way. All the way up means no way out when lap cars are involved. Down to a single-digit number of laps to go, and nobody is letting off. 60 and 66 are battling this thing out. You can see a second pack fighting for 12th, like 5 seconds back. That's cool and all. And like more natural packs are forming. They can battle for themselves. This goes hard to the end. It looks like those 3 lap cars may be trying to hang in just to borrow a little speed. Not that it particularly matters anyways at this stage in the race. But it's just cool to figure out. The 86 giving the 66 a good push. Generating some positive momentum. They're coming up on the 8 again. The 8 has just been a menace. This could be the moment of the race here, trying to pick apart this 8 car. And they come up on him so fast, they could get the corner entry and have him come down. Whoa, the 31 got a little close in. Now Ben McDonald giving the race to Fred Jones for the win. The top 2 go hard, and the 38 has rebounded. Look at him back there on the low side. Getting some help from Mizzou. These guys, they aren't over yet. And at 66, he fell back a lot. All the way back behind those other lap cars as well. That just really sucks that 66 cannot catch a break this season. Fred Jones challenging Ben McDonald to a race here. The 86 is pushing the envelope. This is actually some intense gameplay right here. Toad Warrior wants to kind of get him out there a little bit so he could get him out on the high side, shove him in front of Ben to be slow. That's exactly the plan that's taking effect here. We're 4 laps to go in this race, and now Mizzou and Misty Viper both in a position to attack the 31. Such a drought for winless. And the 78, an unkillable career. What's it going to be? Oh, the 62 is pitting. This could be a fuel mileage scare, not gonna lie. This could be a fuel mileage scare. Could another layer be added to the race, or will they get back to the line in normal fashion? Dirtman 5 is challenging. I think it goes crazy in scenarios like this. The 60 is thinking of all the options right now. And it looks like, with just a few laps left in the tank, this could be the group going for it. Fred Jones peeled off to pit. The 38 has no help down there. Toad Warrior, a lot of these guys coming off pit road, they just topped off and go. It's kind of unfortunate, but Toad Warrior has to hold off Racing Fan 880 for the win here. Dirtman 5 trying to shoot up the middle. And Ben McDonald pushing the 38, just trying so hard to get some forward momentum generated. But it's not going to be enough. White flag in the air one more time around for the leaders. Toad has to hold them off. That's all it's going to matter. I don't think Mizzou has it in them. But that 78 trying so hard to get another one. But Toad is going to hold them off, rounding them up, half a lap to go. Coming to the line, Toad Warrior 75 is going to win Auto Club. How about those results right there, man? Woo! The second pack went a little crazy with those who were coming on and off pit road. Oh, I got a wreck after the checkered flag. The 34 is spun. What the hell? What the hell? Toad just about had enough fuel there to fucking make it, but like, what the fuck happened to the 34? Oh, after the checkered flag, Tiger Man ran into the back of Dirtman 5, causing a caution. Well, it's not really a caution because the race was over anyways, but drivers, so much like fuel mileage type deals were playing out in this type of race. Congratulations, Toad Warrior 75, for surviving for a win. Rest of the results, everybody able to finish. That's all for this race. We'll see you next time. Take care.